This is your new leader. This is your new leader, right? For the Democrat Party. See, same person who called violence against Ted Cruz, the same one who wants to take out Elon Musk, inciting domestic terrorism. This is your leader? And who am I talking about right now?
Jasmine Crockett has the moves to fix America.
Y'all about to find out.
She is definitely on the side of the American people.
I'm rooting for Canada. I'm rooting for Mexico a lot. Black folk not have to pay taxes. I don't know if that's not necessarily a bad idea. Somebody slap me and wake me the up.
We all know Jasmine Crockett is a fighter.
If I come and talk shit about her, y'all gonna have a problem. We are gonna be on your ass.
Her consistency is unmatched.
Now looks like a little bit over a year ago. And boo, let me just be real. And we ain't gonna sit for that.
Jasmine is always bringing the facts.
Let me make sure y'all got the facts. Most extreme crimes that take place are committed by white supremacists.
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country.
Stop being Putin's hoe.
We're gonna make sure you understand what democracy looks like.
Jasmine Crockett, the leader we probably don't need.
Get it, Jazz.
The leader we probably don't need. Now, that's a slogan I could get behind. That's the slogan she needs right there. Jasmine Crockett, man. Wow, whoever put this video together, first of all, let me say thank you. You see, even Elon Musk responded under it with crazy. And I believe Wesley Hunt was the guy who posted this. Yeah. I love how they put that compilation together and literally like show her being consistent and also just pointing out how she directly, not even indirectly, is somewhat anti-American. Come on now. You believe that illegals coming into this country is not a crime? Matter of fact, she said, let me bring you out the facts. That is not a fact. That is actually false. Really false. Like, yo, I don't understand how you guys want to, the Democrats that is, want to prop her up as the front runner. I don't see anything good coming out of this. Now, see, look, Jasmine Crockett has profane meltdown while defending NPR and PBS, tells the room she is going to skip off real quick. The comment came during a DOGE hearing regarding federal funding for NPR and PBS. Crockett warned the room she was about to skip off real quick before she accused Republicans of wanting to shut down everybody that is not Fox News. Do y'all think that is true?
Americans in rural communities would lack access to life-saving information and public safety alerts.
That is correct.
So in your opinion, would eliminating funding for stations in rural America like WNGH, Channel 18, and the Chairwoman's District hurt Americans?
It would hurt Americans, yes.
In fact, Georgia Public Broadcasting serves as the official distributor of evacuation.
Hurt Americans in what way? Like, we're getting rid of fake media. But I get it. Everybody's who don't care about like what's really going on and the workers are going to look at both or all media and go, oh, they all bad.
As the official distributor of evacuation route information during state-ordered evacuations. And the chairwoman is here advocating to strip their funding. Look, the DOGE agenda isn't about government efficiency. It's about breeding corruption at the expense of the safety of the American people, particularly Americans living in rural or remote parts of the country. They don't care about public safety. They don't care about emergency management, and they don't care about free speech, all of which are harming American people. In fact, I'm going to skip off real quick because they have...
Wait, you don't care about free speech? Did you not hear about the Twitter files? This is a fact. Twitter files were released after Elon Musk purchased them, and it is a fact that and also Mark Zuckerberg even came out and said that the government, the previous administration, was colluding with big tech and them also adding pressure to them to take down posts that they weren't in agreement with. But we don't care about free
real quick, because they have tried to come for you, Ms. Mayor, and I just want to clarify, you did not work for NPR when those statements were made, did you?
That is correct, Madam
And to
Chair.
be clear, free speech is not about whatever it is that y'all want somebody to say. And the idea that you want to shut down everybody that is not Fox News is bullshit. We need to stop playing, because that's what y'all are doing in here. You don't want to hear the opinions of anybody else, and the Constitution.
Well, yeah, it's the thing. We don't want opinions. We just want the facts of the situation, and without it being manipulated in any kind of way, and let the public give their opinion.
The opinions of anybody else, and the Constitution says Congress shall make no law respecting or establishing of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the
gentlewoman's time has expired.
Press.
The gentlewoman's time has expired.
Madam Chairwoman, can I put something into the record?
So she's making the claim that somehow the right doesn't want to, we're not in agreement with free speech, which is alluding to maybe her saying that we are trying to censor them because we don't want any other news network outside of Fox News. It's like, that couldn't be further from the truth. That couldn't be further from the truth. All you guys do is manipulate and spin and spin and spin and spin and spin and spin. You make everything so personal. Everything. And then you manipulate facts. And then once somebody comes out and call y'all out on the facts of the situation and shows you the proof, you play victim. I'm not buying this, man. So, Charles R. Downs actually filed an ethics complaint against Jasmine Crockett, who's been moving around Capitol Hill with extra USCP security, playing the victim. She really attacked him. Well, I'm going to speak exactly how he wrote it. Charles, that is. He says, she's recently attacked me, Senator Ted Cruz and Elon Musk publicly. Taxpayers shouldn't foot the bill for our security. So I'm taking action.
I just left the Office of Congressional Ethics. I just filed an ethics complaint against the esteemed Rep. Jasmine Crockett for assaulting me, and I guess you could say, more importantly, violating my First Amendment rights, because that's what she did. You know, I really wasn't going to file an ethics complaint against Texas's esteemed Congresswoman until it was brought to my attention this morning that Rep. Crockett is running around the halls of Congress right behind me like she's some victim. You won't believe this, but maybe you will, because this town is crazy. Rep. Crockett is running around with extra United States Capitol Police security paid for by you, the taxpayers. So let's get this straight. Rep. Crockett threatens a United States Senator, threatens Elon Musk, threatens Tesla owners, attacks a journalist, and yet somehow she's the victim. No more. That is why I filed an ethics complaint. This lady is out of control. She's off a rocker, and hopefully the House GOP holds her accountable.
Yeah, she's going to have to be held accountable for sure. Extra security? How is it that you're the one inciting the violence, attacking journalists, but you need extra security? Contradiction there, man. All I'm saying now, protect yourself. I get it. You a public figure now. You over here making all these lies out you don't know. But I'm just saying now, we got to call a spade a spade. Now, people protested DOGE are confronted with facts, and it's everything you hope for.
We heard protesting the DOGE cuts. What's been cut?
I would rather not speak to any specific things.
Let me think.
Let me take it back. I think we might have missed the question.
We heard protesting the DOGE cuts. What's been cut?
I would rather not speak to any specific things.
Let me think.
What's been cut? Way too much.
The entire work of the CFPB has been stopped.
Big fan of Bill Clinton?
I think we're getting off topic here.
What's he got to do with this?
Well, he laid off 400,000 federal workers when he was in office.
Are you trying to suggest that the cuts that they're making to the federal workforce has a precedent in history?
Exactly.
Okay.
This man is a genius. A genius.
Trump ran on this. He won on this. Isn't this what democracy looks like?
He didn't run on this.
Trump actually didn't run on it. He didn't tell people what his plans were. Did he mention DOGE? He mentioned DOGE.
I will create a government efficiency commission, and Elon, because he's not very busy, has agreed to head that task force.
They're cutting stuff, but it's not waste. It's stuff that we need.
Do you need Sesame Street in Iraq?
We might.
I don't. What? I'm sorry.
All of this is a lie.
Do you support sending money to Sesame Street in Iraq? I guess so. What about the sex changes in Guatemala that we were sending $2 million to?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Why are they different than sex changes anywhere?
Well, it's not federally funded. Here.
You got me.
I can't comment on that. I don't even know I'm paying for that.
That's why Elon's doing what he's doing.
Well,
he's helping you.
No, I don't know.
We just saw the
He just told you. He didn't prove it. Look, man, like, it's cool when they do it, but it's always a problem if Trump do it or anybody that's attached to Donald Trump. Y'all know how this game go. These people don't even know what they're protesting against. In fact, all they hear is the left-wing talking points from the CNN, NPRs, and PBSs. You know, the echo chambers surrounding this. Oh, they're cutting Medicaid. They're cutting this, da-da-da. Then Donald Trump will come on and go, hey, I'm not cutting that. And guess what? CNN will go right back and report. He's going to cut it. Woo, woo, woo. Do we need Sesame Street in Iraq? See? This woman right here, dope perspective. It says Ambitious Brown on TikTok. Texas deserves better than Crockett.
When I say I love everything about Texas, I love how big we are. I love that it takes you a long time to get in and up out of our state. I love that people are flocking to Texas because they see that it's a lot of opportunity out here. I love that our governor has protected our borders and shipped all the illegal criminals up out of here. I love that about Texas. What I don't like about Texas is Jasmine Crockett. I don't like how she is a representative of Texas and she does not move with dignity and class. Not the type of dignity and class that I'm used to seeing. Like, Texas is a prideful state. Like, we really do feel like we are our own country over here. But Texas is a prideful place, and for her to disrespect Governor Abbott the way that she did, like, yes, there are other people who have called him that. However, we talk about our family inside the house, but when we get outside the house, you show nothing but respect to your family. You don't say them same things that you say behind closed doors to the public. It's just classless. And Governor Abbott, regardless of what people say about him, he has done a great job as our governor, and we have created lots of jobs. Our economy is good. Things are good over here in Texas, except for Jasmine Crockett. So when it's time to vote her out, Texas District 30, Sheldon Daniels, that's who we want. We want Sheldon Daniels representing this great state of Texas, and we want Jasmine Crockett to stop disrespecting our governor. We want Jasmine Crockett to stop with the rhetoric against Elon Musk. And why did she bop that White House reporter like that? Sister girl, you are a state representative. You are going to be asked questions. You can't get in your feelings and hit reporters whenever they're asking you questions that you don't like. You could have just easily walked away. You did not have to put your hands on it. Now you're facing an assault charge. And for what? Then on top of that, the words that you said against our governor, we're going to respect Governor Abbott around here. So this is just a PSA to everybody in Texas District 30. Vote for Sheldon Daniels. Get Jasmine Crockett up out of there. I don't like her. It's time for her to go. She is just making us all look bad.
So everybody in Texas, like everything in Texas except for Crockett. I can believe that. Sheldon Daniels, though, we definitely going to dive into him because he has, not only is he running against her, but he has some key information, man, every time he drops a video regarding her. Obviously, he's running against her and all that, but he said, it's too early for this.
Jasmine Crockett is quick to call the January 6th defendants violent criminals who deserve to be locked back up even after being pardoned. But clearly, this isn't about law and order. This is about power. It's about punishing political opponents while letting bad actors on her own side off the hook. If Jasmine wants to talk about who deserves to be locked up, then let's talk about the real bad actors walking free today. Let's talk about The politicians and the bureaucrats who lied about COVID to strip Americans of their rights and destroy businesses and silence dissent. Let's talk about the elites who waged war on retail traders when everyday Americans dared to win in the stock market, manipulating rules, suppressing information, changing definitions, and interfering in our democracy. The corrupt insiders who laundered taxpayer money overseas, funneling billions through shady deals while Americans struggle. And let's not forget Jasmine herself, who called for Elon Musk to be taken down, a blatant incitement of political violence. So Jasmine and her allies, love to scream about threats to democracy while ignoring the destruction that they've caused, that they continue to cause. They celebrate violent riots when it's their side and they ignore crimes when it benefits them. And they push for the imprisonment of political opponents while excusing their own corruption. So Jasmine's hypocrisy is on full display here. If she truly cared about justice, she'd be calling for accountability across the board, and not just for the people she disagrees with politically. But that's not what this is about. It's about control, and the people of TX30 and the people of America are waking up to it. Now, I wake up this morning to go for a run, and the first thing I see is Jasmine Crockett running her mouth, again, saying all the wrong things. It's time for TX30 to rise up. It's time to put America first. Jasmine Crockett is for they, them. Sheldon Daniels is for you.
Makes you wonder, what is Jasmine Crockett's intentions? I mean, I find it very hard to believe that she even believes what she puts out there. I really do. And then you consider the fact that she filing like $40,000, but bringing in like $9 million. It makes you wonder, what is her motive and what does she get from what she's doing right now? Right here, she admits that she's not even focused on passing any legislation and is only focused on opposing Trump. The Democrat Party, 27% approval rating makes more and more sense every day.
Let's talk first about this session. Some of your goals. Is there anything you're trying to pass? How much of it is going on offense? How much of it is going on defense, trying to stop the Republicans?
Trying to pass? No. I should probably be a better politician and tell you, yes, we've got all this amazing legislation that I can absolutely imagine Donald Trump signing into law. And I'm just not gonna lie. I think that right now it is about preserving our basics and getting back some of the norms that make sure that people have food on the table, the norms that make sure that people aren't going through any extra layer of stress when it comes to figuring out education for their kids. So right now, I can tell you that unfortunately, I am not working towards very much that I would consider being the progress train. I am working to make sure that I can minimize the regress train right now. And I think, and I hope that my district appreciates that I am being honest with them.
Good that we heard from your district before we heard that. What? You basically saying even if it's going to benefit the American people, you rather not be a part of any legislation that Donald Trump could sign that could benefit the American people because you don't want it to be him that does it. Be careful. Stay away from people like that. Seriously. Seriously. Hey, I know he can change the situation completely, but we don't like him. So we're going to sit here and suffer. Oh, we don't like him for nothing that he personally did or anything like that. Because honestly, we agree with it, but because he's not us, we got to act like we disagree.
Jasmine Crockett is a ghetto. She she makes me angry to think that she mocks a man that a tragic accident and rose to the rank of governor of the great state of Texas and has done a great job. This is who you elected, Texas, that would mock a person in a wheelchair. How low is the Democratic Party willing to go? How low are y'all people?
Oh, low.
If it was Trump, it would be all over the news. If it was Trump, it would be over on every station in America. If Trump mocked a Democrat that was in a wheelchair.
That'd be breaking news.
But because it's Republican, it's okay. It's okay to mock a man that cannot walk. She's a ratchet. She's a sorry excuse for a black woman. We know she's single.
No.
I can't stand her.
He just took them shots at the
Jasmine Crockett is a...
We know she's single. Oh, my gosh. Now we go take it over here to CNN. Yeah, I know. The place that we don't like to hear from. Or we don't want the opinions from. Let's see why.
I mean, I think actions speak louder than words. And in this instance, I think we have a president who, when the plane crash happened in Washington, D.C., he blamed it on people with disabilities. When RFK says that autism is a threat to the American way of life, which is a disability. Apparently, the White House has ended ASL, American Sign Language interpreters, in briefings, which is making it inaccessible. Questioning and gutting Social Security, which a lot of disabled people rely on, Medicaid, Medicare, people rely on. And in his first campaign, mocking disability. Two wrongs don't make a right, but actions speak louder than words. And the policies of the Republican, including undermining special education, ID, the Individuals with Disability and Education Act, making sure that schools are not going to be accessible. Those are the actions of this administration. Those are the actions of the Republican Party. I would rather folks be demonizing those things than...
But to be clear, you don't agree with what she said, right?
Well, her explanation was that she wasn't referring to that policy.
People are insufferable. You ask them a basic question. I don't understand. Like, just answer the question. We didn't act. Why is she going through such great lengths to defend this woman?
Wasn't referring to that policy. If she
so you buy that.
But here's the thing.
If
you make fun of somebody because of their disability, I do not agree with that. As a person with a disability, as a person who has family members with a disability, as a person who has taught children with a disability, that is not acceptable. She said that's not what she was doing, and so I know Jasmine, and I believe Jasmine if that's what she was saying.
I don't know her yet.
Y'all see that look that Scott Jennings has on his face right now? This whole... You ready to see why? You ready to see why? Prepare yourself.
I don't know how the Democrats came to appoint Jasmine Crockett as the unquestioned leader of your party, but thank God. And I think what she should do is go on TV twice as much as she is right now, maybe 3 times as much, because every time she appears and makes one of these mistakes, says something radical, it only further divides her party from the rest of the other 80% of America who can't stand this. But the problem is there's an audience for it. I heard Jimmy Kimmel's audience cheering on Tesla vandalism. I hear the Daily Show audience cheering on attacks on Elon Musk. I hear the human rights audience cheering on an attack on a man in a wheelchair. And I realize this is what the left has become, an angry mob of people who are cheering on attacks on a guy in a wheelchair and vandalism against people who bought a Tesla. It's pathetic. No lesson could ever be learned as long as you're doing these things in front of audiences who roar when you do it. When you have comedians who are broad messengers for the left making unfair jokes and people are roaring. When you have politicians being vulgar and saying it in their roaring. What's the lesson?
We're trying.
What's the audience? It says a lot about the audience.
Yes, it does. Right now, the Democrat Party is just a party of pity. I'm serious. Like, they display they lack a level of human decency when it comes to not getting their way. It's honestly heartbreaking, because why I say heartbreaking is because I think about that 13-year-old cancer survivor every single time, and I just go, bro, that is one of the moments that I just can't forgive you. That let me know, like, I can be sitting there, dying of thirst. You right there next to the fountain, and you just looking at me. Just because you don't like me, you just like, oh yeah, go ahead. Not because I did nothing to you. You just don't like my opinions. Hold on, I got to pause this to go find that Abbott video. I thought I had it in the lineup. I accidentally clicked off of it. I found it.
You had an accident at 26, and you were jogging, and you had a very severe injury, and yes, you are in a wheelchair. And I've gotten to know you. You're a personal friend of mine. I take it personally when friends of mine are attacked viciously for no reason, and there's no way in hell that this woman and her ex-post is going to convince me she meant anything other than what we all believe it to be. Your reaction?
Well, Sean, is another day and another disaster by the Democrats. The reality is they have no vision, no policy. They have nothing to sell but hate. And Americans are not buying it. It's one reason why Texas is going to remain red and why Republicans are going to continue to win elections across the country. The fact, Sean, is that Texas is actually in direct contrast to what she was talking about. Texas has ranked #1 for the most new jobs in America over the past month, #1 for the most new jobs over the past year and for several years. Texas ranks #1 for the most new economic development projects for 13 years in a row. CEOs who run businesses have ranked Texas the best state for doing business for 20 years in a row. And Texas is in the vanguard as it concerns the future of the United States, such as space exploration, such as artificial intelligence, such as semiconductors, as well as power generation. The bottom line is that Republican states like Texas are leading the way, and with comments like this by Democrats, we will just leave them in the dust in future elections.
Oh, man, what a noble approach. My God, what a noble way to, you know what? Just let them keep speaking. Also, just it ties into what Scott Jennings was just talking about as well. Just let her keep going. Yeah, I think just let her keep on this tangent that she's on, this campaign of ignorance right now. Let her do it, because I mean, it's not doing nothing but furthering the divide in the Democrat Party, and also exposing the literal cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs that's going in, because I mean that's coming out of it, because all they like he said, all they are selling is fear mongering and chaos and all this BS. Now let's scroll down here real quick before we get up out of here. We got Jasmine Crockett now as we knew that, we talked about that earlier in the video.
Hey, Congresswoman, do you regret your earlier comments you made about Governor Greg Abbott?
He walked up. Look at her, walked up. Can't even keep eye contact. She just got the walk in. Hold on, let me see.
Hey, Congresswoman, do you regret your earlier comments you made about Governor Greg Abbott?
She hit that turn quick. Hey, this is what you are going to deal with when you in the public. You want to be in the public eye, you want to be the Democrat Party, talking P. Hey, there you go. Yeah. As Scott Jennings said, I don't know how the Democrats came to the point where Jasmine Crockett is the unquestioned leader of your party, but thank God. And I think what she should do is go on TV twice as much as she is right now, maybe 3 times as much. That's the quote of the day. Y'all go check on somebody today. You could quite literally be saving their life. Thank y'all for all the love and support on this channel. It's greatly appreciated. I promise you. Y'all are the most amazing people ever in the world. And after you finish doing all that, checking on a friend, go watch the next video. See you in a minute.